You've gotten dressed nicely, fully ready to head out to an event you don't actually want to go to. When your phone vibrates, you look down and see that magical message. Hey, sorry I can't make it tonight. Maybe another time. And suddenly, pure happiness. You try to reply with fake disappointment like, oh no, that's such a shame. But inside you're throwing a party. You take off those uncomfortable jeans, put on your favorite sweatpants, order a pizza, and suddenly realize you're free. I don't know who you are watching this video, but did I just read you perfectly? The truth is, your reaction is very strange. Normally, getting canceled on should feel disappointing, but you feel like you just escaped a disaster. Why? Don't get it twisted. You're not lazy, and you're definitely not a weirdo. The simple truth is this. You have a much stricter joy filter than most people. Think of social interaction like food. The world out there serves a lot of fast food, repetitive small talk, loud noise with no depth. For other people, that's fun enough, but for your brain, that's just empty calories. You'd rather stay home and enjoy rich, quiet stillness than force yourself to consume something bland just to fit in. So, how did your brain develop such a high standard for pleasure? And why is that actually your biggest advantage? This video has the answer. We'll get to the science in a second, but first, let's be honest about something obvious that society has been pretending not to see. In a world that worships extroversion, where success is often measured by how many connections you have, how many parties you go to, and how loud you are on social media, liking to stay home is often seen as a failure. People look at you with pity and say, poor thing, they must be so lonely. Or, why don't they go outside and get some fresh air? But here is the truth no one tells you. Turning down a meaningless social gathering is not a sign of fear or running away. It is a sign of energy self-control. You don't hate people. You don't hate fun. You simply have a higher quality filter for what you allow into your mind. While 60 to 70% of the population needs outside stimulation to feel like they are alive, you already have an ability that monks spend years training to achieve. The ability to create happiness on your own without depending on anything external. Science does not call you antisocial. Science calls you someone with a low threshold for sensory processing combined with a rich inner world. And this difference starts right in your DNA. So what is really happening inside your head when you choose to stay home? Why for you is a good book more attractive than a 1,000 party? The answer actually lies in a fascinating concept from the 1960s called cortical arousal. Imagine that every person's brain is like a glass of water. For extroverts, their glass is almost always low. Their natural level of stimulation in the cortex is very low. To feel normal, to feel awake and excited, they must keep pouring more water into the glass through noise, risk, novelty, and constant social interaction. They go to bars not because they love the noise, but because silence makes their brain feel hungry for stimulation. But you people who like staying home, your glass is already full. Your natural level of cortical stimulation is very high. The world inside your head, your thoughts, ideas, and observations is already a lively party. When you step into a loud, chaotic environment, you don't gain more energy. You overflow. Scientists call this sensory overload. Your nervous system, which is designed to feel the most subtle signals, gets attacked by too much input all at once. And this is where dopamine gets interesting. Did you know that the dopamine system of people who like staying home works differently? Extroverts have a more hungry dopamine system. They need strong and constant hits such as gambling, taking risks, and being in crowds. In contrast, your brain is more sensitive to acetylcholine, another neurotransmitter that brings pleasure from focus, calmness, and deep thinking. And if you think this is just a theory, wait until you hear about the lemon juice test. It sounds weird, but it explains everything. In this test, researchers put drops of lemon juice on the tongues of two groups of people. The result, people who love staying home produced much more saliva than the party-loving group. Why? Because your nervous system is sensitive to everything. For you, One drop of lemon juice is a taste explosion, and a loud party is an emotional nuclear blast. Basically, your brain is a drama queen when it comes to input. You are not weak. You are simply a signal receiver with extremely high resolution. While others need big speakers to hear the music, you can hear even the sound of a leaf falling. In other words, while others are out on the streets chasing cheap dopamine, you are bathing in high-quality acetylcholine right in your bedroom. You are not lazy. You are simply optimizing your brain chemistry in the most efficient way. Hit the like button if you're really this type. But it's not just about what's happening inside your skull. It's about the mask you have to wear the moment you step outside. We are living in the age of social masking. Let's be honest with each other. The moment you step outside your door, you step onto a stage. You have to perform. You laugh at your boss's joke about his cat's constipation for the 5th time. You nod at a stranger's long story about their slow cooker. It's an Oscar-winning performance, but man, the ticket is expensive. Do you know how much energy this acting costs? For many people, it burns as much energy as running 10 kilometers. Psychologists call this cognitive load. Every small talk question like, "How are you doing?" or "How's work?" is actually a problem your brain has to solve. How do I answer politely? Not too long, but also not cold. And this is when home becomes something sacred. Home is the only place in the world where your cognitive load drops to 0. At home, you don't have to be a great employee, a fun friend, or a good child. You are allowed to be bad. You are allowed to be messy, to be lazy, to sit and stare at the wall without being judged by anyone. Psychologists call this environmental mastery. But really, it's just about being the boss of your own space. Out there, you are a victim of randomness, car horns, strangers bumping into you, sudden rain. But at home, you are the ruler of your own 20-square-meter kingdom. You control the light, the sound, the temperature. This control creates a deep sense of safety, helping your nervous system shift from fight or flight into rest and digest. That is why you feel smarter and more creative at home. Not because your house has magic, but because your brain is finally free from the chains called social pressure and can focus on things that truly matter. But wait, hold on. This is where the real plot twist happens. Let's be honest for a second. Have you ever been staring blankly at a peeling ceiling or just standing under the shower and suddenly, boom, a genius idea hits you out of nowhere? You weren't even trying to think, right? Science has a name for this divine idle mode. It's called the default mode network. Listen, when you're out there busy interacting with the world, your brain is in what scientists call data processing mode, also known as the task-positive network. It becomes so overwhelmed by external noise that there is zero room for original thought. But when you're at home, tucked away in your quiet little cocoon, letting your mind wander, that is when the DMN kicks in. This is system maintenance at its finest. It is when your brain starts connecting scattered memories, predicting the future, decoding your messy emotions, and occasionally handing you a solution you could not find for months. Don't forget, Isaac Newton discovered the law of universal gravitation while he was staying home to avoid the Great Plague. It was basically a 17th century lockdown, and he changed the world from his room. I've realized something. The outside world is designed for consuming. People are like information vacuum cleaners, sucking up trashy news, mindless trends, and each other's energy. But the homebody's world is designed for processing and creating. You genuinely need that silence to turn chaos into wisdom. Honestly, without this dead time at home, we are all just reaction machines. Someone presses a button, we make a sound, but we never actually own our own thoughts. And then there's that ridiculous label society loves to slap on us. Oh, they must be socially awkward, or they probably just hate people. Wrong. Dead wrong. In fact, many people who obsess over staying home have a sky-high emotional intelligence. Our issue isn't a lack of social skills. It's that the electricity bill for our soul is too damn expensive. Picture it like this. A social butterfly is like a web browser with 50 tabs open at the same time. They're connected to everything. They know everyone. They're catching all the gossip. But the cooling fan is screaming. And not a single one of those tabs has any real depth. But you're like someone reading one thick, heavy book of philosophy. You have zero interest in small talk. Talking about the weather or celebrity drama feels like a glitch in your system. It's exhausting, right? What we crave is deep talk. We want to talk about the universe, our darkest fears, and the raw nature of being human. And let's be real, you cannot have those high-resolution conversations in a loud bar or a crowded party. They happen best in private, quiet spaces at home. This is why we practice selective socializing. We do not need a contact list of 100 drinking buddies. We just need 3 soulmates who can sit on the sofa, drink some wine, and maybe even be silent together for an hour without it feeling weird. For you, one night at home with one person who truly gets it is worth more than 1,000 flashy parties with 50 strangers. This isn't about hiding. It's a high-level energy investment strategy. You're focusing your resources on relationships that actually have reciprocity and meaning instead of scattering your power on people who are just passing through. So what does all of this actually mean for your life? We often hear about FOMO, fear of missing out. It's that uneasy feeling you get when you see other people traveling, partying, and living what looks like a more exciting life through your phone screen. FOMO is basically a trap designed to make you feel like your life isn't enough unless you're buying or doing something new. But people who like staying home, people like you and me, are practicing a new kind of religion, JOMO, joy of missing out. We happily miss meaningless office gossip. We happily miss gatherings where people are only trying to show off fake success. We happily miss fast-moving fashion trends and all the noise out there. Why are we able to let go so peacefully? Because we understand a truth that the crowd often forgets. Depth matters more than width. Life isn't a competition of who has the most stamps in their passport. It's about who can sit in a quiet room and not feel the need to escape themselves. When you stay home, make yourself a cup of rich coffee. Watch the afternoon sunlight pass through the curtains, and truly stay present in that moment. You are living 1,000 times deeper than someone standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, while their mind is glued to their phone editing photos to get more likes. In the age of the attention economy, sitting quietly in your room is an act of rebellion. Tech companies spend billions of dollars trying to pull you out of your house, pushing you to consume, to check in, to show off. When you turn off your phone and read a book, you are saying no to that entire system. You cannot be bought with a few fake likes or short-lived trends. Your stillness is a no-go zone for algorithms. JMO is not just joy. It is ultimate freedom. You don't need Paris or the Eiffel Tower to prove that you are living because you know that the depth of presence is what truly defines life. One real evening at home, feeling the bitterness of tea and the warmth of the light, holds far more value than a week of rushing around the world while your mind stays glued to a screen. Checking whether your photos are getting enough attention. People who love staying home are not standing on the sidelines of life. They are the most careful observers. They are architects of peace. In a world that is constantly shouting at you, faster, more money, louder, choosing to stay home, turn off your phone, and slowly turn the pages of a book is an act of rebellion. It is the strongest resistance against hustle culture. It is a bold statement to the world. I am enough. I don't need to chase you to feel valuable. My value lives in the calm that I own. So next time someone asks you, why do you stay home every weekend? Don't you get bored? Don't explain yourself. Don't feel guilty. Don't try to make up some busy excuse. Just smile and remember this. You are not boring. You are simply busy exploring the universe inside your mind. A place more interesting than any nightclub in the world. You are not broken. You are designed to feel depth instead of noise. You are programmed for peace instead of performance. And that, my friend, is your greatest advantage. Staying home is not a retreat from the world. It is a return to yourself. Now tell me, do you like staying home? Or do you think we are all just making excuses? Leave your answer down in the comments below. And if you want to understand psychological sides of yourself that most people have never been taught, the next video will hit you even harder than this one. Click it. You'll understand why. I am Apex. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any videos.